Hey guys, this is me, Kevin Murphy, on my channel called Narcissistic Abuse, Learning Who I Am Again. In this video, I am going to talk about how we codependents outgrow the friendships that we have cultivated before narcissistic abuse during our narcissistic recovery journey. So, during the times that we were going through narcissistic abuse or learning about what narcissism was, we have cultivated a lot of friendships, and a lot of us have cultivated friendships out of our own insecurities, out of our own codependency and needs. So we may have started friendships because we felt that we had a specific need to fit in, or we had a specific need to feel loved or to feel like we belonged because we weren't getting any of that nurture or any of that attention from our parents or original caregivers. So we go out to the world lacking confidence, lacking social skills, and lacking the way that we would receive love properly. So when we are during our journey and we're finding out, okay, these are things that I've been doing in these friendships. They're not healthy. We might have learned them through watching YouTube videos like this one or going to see a therapist, that I have been holding on to these friendships, and now you feel, now that the healthier you're getting and the more healing that's taking place, you feel in your gut that it might be time to let this relationship go. And that is kind of scary because you have cultivated a certain dependency on this person. You've cultivated a certain sense of reliance on this relationship to survive emotionally. So, some of these people that you've grown attached to or you've grown relationship with, they're not necessarily bad people. They're not people that are toxic or narcissistic themselves, but you connected with them in a way that was fostering that dependency, that was fostering those beliefs that that narcissist was telling you in your head. So I'm going to give you an example in my life. When I was a junior in college, I I was a part of this campus ministry called Campus Crusade for Christ, and so this guy came to our meeting, and we used to go to other people's homes to have meetings there, and I think it was once a month on a Friday, we would go and have this big dinner, and there would be a guest speaker that would come and do some of the speeches and things like that. So this was back in 2008. So this was like 10 years ago. I knew nothing about narcissistic personality disorder. And there was this guy that came and spoke at our group. And this person seemed to have a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy, a lot of care for other people, just based on things I've heard him say and things that he was talking about. I really, really liked this person. And so by the end of the night, I started to talk to this person and try to get to know them and things like that. And as codependents, another thing that we do, we rush really fast in relationships with people that we barely even know. Like this guy, I didn't even know him. Even though the things that he was saying were nice and the things that he was saying made a lot of sense, I still did not know him as a person. I still did not take the time to really get to know who he was. And so I remember before the end of the night was over, I said, can we chat? Can we do this? I started telling this guy my whole life story. I started telling him about how I was abused and how I was mistreated and things like that. And that is a big, big, big time no-no. I'm going to move my computer over because there's a glare in my screen. So bear with me for just a second. Okay, that's better. I'm sitting at my dining room table instead. So anyway, I started kind of like having all these weird expectations on this friendship and on this person that I just met. because I was starved for love. I needed constant validation. I saw somebody who had empathy. I saw someone who showed compassion, and I had saw somebody who had the things that I was looking for in my dad and my parent and my mother and my parents and in my family of origin. And so I was expecting them to love me unconditionally, even though we just met. And when we go into relationships like that, we don't go into that relationship thinking that that person is our equal. We go into that relationship believing that that person is above us. So what was happening throughout that friendship, I started going to this person as if they were like my dad, and this person was the same age as me. And so I was going to this person for lots of advice. I was going to this person for things that I probably shouldn't have been going to them for. I was looking to this person for validation on my own self-esteem and my own needs. I depended on this person very, very much to constantly boost up my self-esteem and to make me feel good about myself, because I needed that love. I needed that reassurance. I needed them to love me in the way that my parents didn't. So what happens is when we are codependents, just fresh coming out of narcissistic abuse, we gravitate to the first person that shows us an inkling of compassion. True story. We cling on to the first person that might say something nice to us or wink at us, because we are starved for that love. We are starved for that attention. So we latch on to whomever that person is that gives us that attention. So I talked to this person on and off for the past 10 years, and I realized that through this journey, I realized that, you know what, I got to let this person go, because this person is a reminder of how I used to be. This person is a reminder of my broken self before I found out about narcissistic abuse, before I found out about narcissistic personality disorder or recovery. And this is not because this person is a bad person. It's not because he was toxic or he was narcissistic, but it's because I needed to heal and I needed to redo and refigure out how to have healthy friendships. So another reason why we hold on to friendships that were birthed out of codependency or birthed out of our own insecurity is not only because of the fact that we are starved out for love, but it's also because of the fact that we have this narcissist in our mind. So remember, in other videos I've talked about where we will come home as codependents, we will come home with an accomplishment, whether it's getting straight A's, whether it's making a new friend at school or making honors or things like that. And we come home to the narcissist and tell the narcissist that we made Dean's List or we made honors or we did things like that. And that narcissist will compare us with another person and say, well, Sally made honors too. Well, Drew, is doing good too. Or we might tell that narcissist that we got our driver's license, and we might be old getting our driver's license, like we might be 17, 18 years old. And we'll tell the narcissist that, oh, I got my driver's license. And the narcissist will contort and say that, oh, but Shelly got her driver's license at 16. So we start trying to we go into these relationships thinking that these people have something that we lack. We go into these relationships thinking that these people have a key to something that we really need, which is love, which is support, which is compassion. And these are things that we should be giving to ourselves. But as codependents, we were never taught to give those things to ourselves, because because the narcissist who raised us didn't learn how to give themselves love either. And they didn't receive love from their narcissistic parent. So it's a continuum. It's a continuous pattern that we have to break. We have to be the ones to break that. And one of the ways in this healing process and how to break that, and it's hard, and it's one of the most confusing and most difficult things to do, is we have to get rid of some people in our lives. We don't. It's not just about going no contact with the narcissist. It's also about going no contact with the people who we've developed codependency soul ties with, people that we have felt a sense of security toward, because that narc is in our mind telling us that, oh, Jamie's better than you. Justin is better than you, and you need to hang on to that person, and you need to let that person give you a chance. I watched a movie, about a month and a half ago. I think I was dog sitting at the time when I was watching this movie, and this girl had a stone to the bone, bona fide narcissist asshole for a father. And this girl, I really think that this girl had suffered from borderline personality disorder. And the movie was called Boyfriend Killer. So I don't know if any of you viewers have ever saw the movie or anything like that or know what I'm talking about. But if in case you don't, I would suggest you watch the movie called Boyfriend Killer. It's a Lifetime movie. And this girl was sitting at the dinner table with her father, and I think that she was trying to figure out who to go to. I don't know if they were going to a dance or she was going somewhere. And the father told the girl that she should, she had a biscuit in her hand or she had some form of food in her hand. And he snatches the food out of her hand and tells her that she put on a few pounds and that she needs to lose weight. And so this one guy that worked at the job with her father, she and the daughter and the guy were going together. The father's coworker was going together. And so somehow I think that the guy dumped the daughter. And the father made a statement at the table saying that, well, why don't you call so-and-so? So I think the guy's name was Chad. Why don't you call Chad and maybe Chad will give you another chance? So with that comment, that father is insinuating that Chad is better than his own fucking daughter. And those are the things that narcissists will do. Narcissists will make you feel like pure shit. And they will compare you to total strangers, people, coworkers, bosses, friends that you bring home. They will compare you to those people and they will make you feel like you're beneath them. So we as codependents will hold on to a certain relationship that God or your gut is telling you to release, but that narcissist is telling you you need to hold on to that relationship. So what happens is that narcissist's voice trumps everything, trumps your intuition, trumps God's voice, trumps your gut, because as codependents we are trained to not trust our gut. We're trained not to trust our own intuition, because according to the narcissist, we don't know what the hell we're talking about. We don't know, our head from our ass, essentially. And so the way to heal during this journey is to really tap into your intuition, tap into what your intuition is telling you. If your intuition is telling you that it's time to cut this friendship off, then you need to take heed to that and not listen to this asshole that's talking to you, that's spewing out negative things about you. If it's negative and if it's telling you that or insinuating that you're not good enough, or if it's insinuating that you're beneath someone, you don't listen to that voice. You listen to what your intuition and your soul and the things that the Holy Spirit, for me, has taught me and told me is always positive. It's always promoting growth. It's always promoting positive change in my life. When you hear this asshole talking and yapping his fucking big mouth off, it's not positive, it's negative. And that's what you have to tell to shut its damn mouth. Boom. Has no place here. You tell it to talk to the hand, because the face ain't listening and the ear's not listening. So every time that narcissist is in your head, because there's times I've had people tell me that narcissist will be talking in their head, not in a weird schizophrenic way, but there's certain things that us survivors will play in our mind that the narcissist has told us years and years and years and years ago, that's playing in our mind even though we went no contact. And that's because a huge part of us hasn't healed yet. And even though we went no contact, even though we don't have any correspondence with that narcissistic parent, that is just half the battle. It's just part of the healing process. So what you have to do, which is the other part of the healing process, is you have to get rid of some people in your life. Those people that you have latched onto out of codependency, those people that you felt that you needed to associate with because you felt that they were better than you in some kind of way, maybe you don't need to cut them off completely, but I think that you have to revisit what kind of relationship you have with those people, and not and maybe set some boundaries. And because what happens is, when you come into a relationship needy, and you come into a relationship feeling like, oh, this person has more than me, and whether it's in friendship or things like that, and you feel a sense of insecurity about it, then your friend is going to feel like they're up here, and you're going to feel like you're all the way down here. And that is a recipe for an unhealthy friendship. And friendships are equal. It's equal give and take. It's you are your person, I am my person. You have your own friends, I have my own friends. You have your own issues, I have my own issues. And we're not going to compare our family lives. We're not going to compare our friendship circles. We're not going to compare our inadequacies or anything like that, because we're all on this journey together. We're all on the journey of life, but we're taking different paths. And sometimes when we have certain friendships, sometimes we come to this fork in the road where, okay, which path are you going to take? Are you going to take the path of healing, or are you going to take the path of stuck? If you're going to take the path of stuck, then that friend is going to come with you. If you're going to choose the path of healing and growth and inner confidence, then that friend may not come with you. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with that and trust the process. Trust the journey. Trust the fact that you're going to get new friends. But you know what's going to happen? You're going to get new friends with a new attitude. You're going to get new friends with a new perspective. You're no longer going to have this asshole talking in your ear telling you that friend is better than you. You need to hold on to them. You're going to enter in that friendship with confidence. You're going to enter into that friendship believing that you're good enough. You're going to enter into that friendship always ready and prepared to let that friendship go. What I mean by that is, when you have friends with people, I'm not saying that you should never appreciate the friendship that you have or the relationship that you have, but you should always be prepared to let that friendship go. People die, people leave us, people move, people get hurt. Things happen. We live in a broken society, and people will do some really foul things to us. And we have to be prepared to always let that friendship go. But we continuously show gratitude for that relationship that we have. But we always, on the back of our mind, always have to be prepared to let that friendship go, because there's going to be a time where we may have to. We should never hold on with a closed fist. People, places, or things. We should never hold on to money. We should never hold on to power. We should never hold on to status, authority, or friends, because all of these things are subject to change in our lives. And when we do the healing process and we learn who we are again, then we're going to look at friendship from a different approach. I'm not going to feel inferior of that person anymore. I'm going to feel like we're equal. I'm going to feel like I have a lot to offer to this friendship. they have a lot to offer to this friendship, and together we're better. Together together I'm bringing my whole self in, and they're bringing their whole self in, and we're making something, and we're holding it deep together, and things like that, because we're whole. You're whole, and that other person is too. When we come into a situation where we feel this need to hold on to someone because of their status, or we feel the need to hold on to somebody because of the fact that they might be more popular than we are, and things like that, then we're remaining stuck in that place of insecurity and low self-esteem. All of these things are birthed out of a place of low self-esteem. We feel in our mind, because of what the narcissist has taught us, that we're not as good as our friends. And that's a tragedy. It's awful to feel that way. It's really bad to feel that you feel that you're not as good as your friend. So you start to act really weird and behave in weird ways, where you feel needy, and you feel clingy, and you feel like, I gotta hold on to this person, or I gotta hold on to this friendship, and this friendship is the end all. Like, if I don't hold on to this friendship, you blame yourself, and that's what the narcissist has taught you to do. They taught you to blame yourself when things go wrong in the friendship. I've had my narcissist tell me many, many times, when I've had to cut friends off, or when we've come to a mutual split, and I would tell my narcissistic father that we're not, me and this person aren't friends anymore. Oh, Kevin, what did you do? You must have done something. You fucked up somewhere. And it's always, you did this. You did this. You did that. It's you, because you're the scapegoat, and you're the person that the narcissist has targeted to make you bad, and to make you feel like you're no good. And to add insult to injury, that narcissist might become friends with the person that you're choosing not to have in your life anymore. And I've seen this happen, and I've experienced this happen to me as well. So don't feel the urge or the need to, or obligated to stay friends with someone that you feel that you need to let go of. You might say to yourself, Kevin, this person did so much for me. This person has paid my bills. This person has sent for me. This person has given me money, and things like that. You know what? And this sounds counterintuitive. This may sound very insensitive. It doesn't matter. You owe them nothing. You owe nobody nothing. That is that narcissist in your head telling you that you need to stay in friends with this person, or stay in relationship with this person, because of all the great things they've done for you. Bullshit. You owe them nothing. The way to show gratitude to someone you feel has done a lot for you, but you feel that you're veering different paths, and you feel in your heart that you need to get this person out of your life, not because they've done anything wrong. The way to show gratitude is to do it for somebody else. There's tons of people in this world that need love. There's tons of people that in this world that will want and desire your company and desire your gratitude. We don't do things for people because we want them to feel obligated and indebted to us. That's the narcissist. That's not us. That's how they do relationships. That's not how we do relationships. The way we do relationships, and because the reason why we're generous to people, yes, it's because we love that person, but it's because it's in our nature to do nice things for people. So we're doing nice things for people. It's not because of the fact that, now that person's going to owe me their life because I sent them money. I did this for them, and I did that for them. No. If you feel that you're not growing person with that individual anymore, you are under no obligation to stay in relationship with them. I don't care what they've done for you. I don't care if they bought you a new car. I don't care if they bought you a new mansion on the hill. I don't care if they bought you new sneakers. I don't care what they've done for you. It's not about that. It's about your growth. It's about your personal endeavors. It's about your healing process and your journey. And narcissists, and that's why the narcissist will do a sweet mean cycle. The narcissist will treat you like shit Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then Thursday they'll buy they'll buy you dinner. They'll offer to pay your college tuition, things like that. Now Monday they just told you to go screw yourself. I'm not going to pay your tuition. But now Thursday they turn around and they told you, oh, I'm gonna pay your tuition. It's all a trap, because that narcissist has taught you to when someone does something nice for you, you owe them. You need to stay in relationship with them, no matter how detrimental the relationship is, no matter how toxic the relationship is, no matter how many times your gut and your intuition is telling you to run, not just walk away from that situation. You feel that you need to stay in that situation. And I'm telling you right now, that is that narcissist in your head. That is not positive talk. If you hear negative talk in your ear and you hear that narcissist talking shit to you like that, you need to give it the hand. I know it's a very old expression, talk to the hand or whatever, but it still, trust me, it still works in 2018, especially in situations like this. So don't don't rule that out. So if that narcissist is in your head, tell it to talk to the hand, because the face and the ear is not listening. You only listen to positive thoughts. If your intuition and your gut and the Holy Spirit is only going to speak positive things over you. It's not going to tell you anything that's going to sabotage your self-esteem. It's not going to tell you anything that's going to put you in danger and make you feel bad about yourself. It's only going to tell you good things. It's only going to promote growth. It's only going to promote confidence and security in yourself. And sometimes there's certain people that have done a lot of things for us where they're not meant to be on our path. They're not meant to be on our journey. And that is okay. And the way to show gratitude for them is if they're not supposed to be in your life anymore, is to do something nice for other people. What makes you a narcissist is if you do nothing for nobody. You just lap up all the great things that people do for you, and you do nothing for nobody. You show nobody any gratitude, and you feel entitled, and you come to expect people to do things for you. That's what makes you a narcissist. What doesn't make you a narcissist is you realize, okay, I'm on this journey to healing. I'm on this journey to really improve myself. I realize I'm a codependent. I realize that the way I make friends with people is not the healthiest. I want to change. I want to feel equal to my partner. I want to feel equal to my friendship. I want to feel equal to the people that I allow into my life. I don't want to feel like this person is above me. I don't want to feel like I'm above them. I want to feel that there's a mutual exchange. There's a mutual exchange between both of us, and that he or she is no better than me, and I'm no better than they are. So that is where you want to come. You want to come to that place where, I messed up and I need another chance. But you know what? That another chance is not going to involve that person that I was clinging toward. That another chance is not going to involve that person who I grew codependent with. That person is not, it may not be meant to come on my path, and that is totally fine. It's actually healthy. It's actually healthier that that person doesn't come, and that person could be nice as hell, but it comes a time where we have to learn to let go and release. That's what this process is all about, is learning to release the anger, release the pain, release all of the stress, and release all the unhealthiness that's in us. And that can involve letting go of people that are not supposed to be on our journey. So this was a video on letting go and um, learning how to let go of friends that we have outgrown during our journey of healing from narcissistic abuse. Please stay tuned for more videos. My name is Kevin Murphy, and thank you for watching. Bye.